If you're still paying off last year's holiday debt, well, you're not alone. 28% of credit card users are still paying off last year's holiday debt. How to get this season's tab under control. Here's the scoop. Today's article comes from CNBC and it's talking about you potentially if you are one of the 28% of people still paying off last year's holiday debt. So let's get into it. For some shoppers, the upcoming holiday season may lead to significant credit card debt. Meanwhile, some people are still paying off debt from last year's gift buying. In fact, 28% of shoppers who used credit cards have not paid off the presents they purchased for family and friends last year. Hey there! Thanks for clicking on the video. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for notifications. Now, let's get back to the scoop. According to a recent holiday spending report by NerdWallet, the site polled more than 1,700 adults in September. Between buying gifts and book peak season travel, the holidays are an expensive time of year, said Sarah Rathner, NerdWallet's credit cards expert. Not only are consumers at risk of getting into credit card debt, but that debt can stick around long after the decorations come down. The stakes are higher in 2024 with credit card debt already at $1.14 trillion. Crazy. This year, spending between November 1st and December 31st is expected to increase again to a record total of $979.5 billion to $989 billion, according to the National Retail Federation. Shoppers may spend $1,778 on average, up 8% compared with last year, Deloitte's holiday retail survey found. Most will lean on plastic. About three quarters, 74% of consumers plan to use credit cards to make their purchases, according to NerdWallet. Meanwhile, credit cards are one of the most expensive ways to borrow money. The average credit card charges more than 20%, near an all-time high. Yeah, most people, they don't have less than 20% interest on their credit cards. They might have about 18%, maybe 12%, but very few people have that special 5% interest or 8% interest. Most people have like at least 17% or higher. How to avoid overspending. Somehow, it's been programmed into the American consumer that essentially says, I have to spend a lot of money on people I care about, said Howard Dvorkin, a certified public accountant and the chairman of Debt.com. It doesn't have to be that way, he said. There's no magical wand. We just have to do the hard stuff, said Candy Valentino, author of The 9% Edge. Mostly that means setting a budget and tracking expenses. Valentino recommends reallocating funds from other areas by canceling unwanted subscriptions or negotiating down utility costs to help make room for holiday spending. A few $100s here and there really adds up, she said. The stash of cash is one way to set yourself up so you are not taking on new debt. How to save on what you spend. Valentino also advises consumers to start their holiday shopping early to take advantage of early deals and discounts or try pooling funds among family or friends to share the cost of holiday gifts. I think that's a good idea. Then, curb temptation by staying away from the mall and unsubscribing from emails, opting out of text alerts, turning off push notifications in retail apps, and unfollowing brands on social, she said. I 100% agree with that. I have actually unsubscribed from a lot of emails that I used to get because it is like a form of temptation. Also, scrolling on Instagram is a form of temptation. It's not good because all they're doing is showing you ads for things that you've clicked on or liked before or hearted before. They know you like it, so it's going to come up in your algorithm. And then you're more likely to buy things that you normally wouldn't buy or think you need something that you really don't need. It will lessen your need and desire to spend, Valentino said. Also, consider an investment such as individual stocks or bonds or a charitable donation instead of gifts to create a more lasting impression. I agree with that. Like, why buy a kid Nikes? You can get them Nike stock. And Nike stock is going to grow. They're going to make more money from that Nike stock than they would ever make from those Nikes, right? Making something from scratch, such as cookies, a candle, or a sugar scrub, may also prove especially meaningful, Valentino said. So I agree with this. They're basically telling you in this article, don't spend all your money this holiday season because you know you don't have it. And what you're really going to be doing is not spending your money. You're going to be spending the bank's money, and then you're going to owe 20% interest on that money, and you're never going to pay that money back for several years. Like these people, the 28% here, they're still paying back last year's holiday debt. So the article is trying to help prevent you from getting into that debt this year. So you can make a gift for somebody, or you can buy someone socks, or make a charity donation, right? Or just make them a dinner. Like you don't have to go to the store and physically buy products, right? So people have to start scaling down, especially as inflation is high. You have to think about crafty and, unique ways to give people gifts and give people stuff instead of just the regular, I'm going to go spend a whole bunch of money on these people in my family, right? And if we're family, then we should accept new kinds of gifts. It doesn't always have to be like, oh, did you get me something from Macy's or a high end brand? It can be like, wow, you got me this really cool, eccentric kind of gift. Thank you. I never got anything like this before. Or, wow, you gifted me stock. How cool is that? I've never been gifted stock before. So I think this is good advice. I think that people in America, we really have to start curtailing our spending. We really have to start thinking, okay, do we really need to buy this? Do we need to buy it now? Right? Or is this just, are we being forced to kind of want this, right? Is this advertising? Is this marketing? Not forced, but are we being kind of like coerced into buying things? Or is this really what we want to buy? So let me know in the comments, are you one of these 28 people that are still paying off last year's holiday debt? And if so, how much have you paid off? Are you 50% paid off? Are you 25% paid off? Are you almost 100% paid off? And this holiday, what are you going to do with your money? Are you going to save more of your money this holiday? How much are you going to spend versus last holiday? Are you still buying the same people gifts this holiday, or you decided to not buy gifts this holiday? Let me know in the comments, and I can't wait to see you next time.